Hey everyone, so in this video we're going to be talking about how to create a balance sheet. So let's go ahead and look at the problem. Chandler deposits $1,500 at the end of each quarter for 2 years into an ordinary annuity earning 6.5% compounded quarterly. Construct a balance sheet showing the interest earned during each quarter and the balance at the end of each quarter. Okay, so here's what we're going to need. First off, you're going to need to make a table like the one that I have here. All right, it's going to need 8 rows. And the reason it needs 8 rows is because we're talking about 2 years and it's compounded quarterly, which means there's going to be 8 different periods that we're going to have to calculate. So we have 1 row for each period. All right, these other columns are going to be as follows. Payment, interest, and balance. Okay, so first off, let's go ahead and talk about the payment column. So for the payment column, we know that $1,500 is being deposited at the end of each quarter. So that means each quarter, $1,500 is being paid in. It doesn't change the entire time, so we can just go ahead and fill in the 1,500 for all 8 periods. All right, now we're going to go one by one for each row. So for the first one, we didn't have a balance in there. So we're going to earn an interest of 0 to start with because we had no money in there. We can't earn interest on something that wasn't there. So at the end of the month, our balance is just going to be $1,500. All right, from this point on, we need to start calculating interest. So let's go ahead and look at interest. We have 6.5%, and it's compounded quarterly. All right, we need to turn that into something that we can actually work with. So we can't work with percentages since this time we're not just putting it into the calculator. We're actually doing some numbers by hand. So first thing is we have to put this as 0.065 because that's how we have to work with percentages in math unless we're putting it into the TMV solver. And that's quarterly. So we can't work with the whole thing. We have to divide it by 4, which is going to be 0.01625. That's going to be what we are working with. All right, so let's go ahead and calculate this first interest. To find the interest, we're going to take the previous balance and multiply it by the 0.01625 that we found above. All right, so in this case, it's going to be 1,500 times 0.01625. When you do that, go ahead and round it to the nearest 2 decimal places, and you should end up with 2438. All right, now to find the new balance. So for our new balance, well, we already had $1,500 in there. So we take the previous balance and then to that, we add our payment, because we put another $1,500 in there, and we add our interest. That gives us the new balance. All right, so in our case, we are going to be taking the 1,500 plus 1,500 plus the 2,438, and if you add all three of those together, it's going to end up giving us $3,024.38. All right, once we get that row done, we're just going to continue on the same exact way for all of the other rows. It's going to be the same thing. There's not going to be any difference other than we're using new numbers. That's really it. All right, so to find the next interest, we take the previous balance, which in our case is this $3,024.38, multiply it by the 0.01625. When you multiply that, you should get 49.15. All right, time to get the new balance. To get the balance, you take the previous balance, the payment, and the interest. Add those three together, and you'll end up with $4,573.53. And again, nothing new for the next row, we just repeat. So we're going to take the previous balance, multiply it by our interest number again. So that's going to be $74.32. And for our new balance, take the 3 right here, add them up, and when you add those 3 up, you should get $6,147.85. All right, next one. So we take previous balance, $6,147.85, multiply it by that decimal again. And this time that'll give us $99.90. To get the new balance, take these 3 numbers, add them up, and when you add them up, you should end up getting $7,747.75. All right, we're going to do one more row, and then I'm going to let you do the last 2 on your own, and I'll give you the answers at the very end. So for row 6, we take the previous balance, multiply it by that decimal. When we do that, we get 125.90. Add up these 3, and when you add those up, you should have $9,373.65. All right, so go ahead and try the last 2 rows on your own. I'll give you a few seconds, so go ahead and pause the video, try them out, and then I'll go ahead and fill them in and give you the answers. So pause the video now, try it out. Alright, and here are the answers to the last two rows. So main thing to remember from this is take the interest that's given as a percentage, convert it to a decimal, divide it by 4. That's where we're getting this number from. To get the interest, you just take the previous balance, multiply it by our decimal, and then to get the new balance, just add up the 3 before it. So for any balance, add up the 3 before it, that gets you the new balance.